new investigation has raised serious questions about global baby food standards after claims that Nestlé's popular infant cereal, Cerelac, contains significantly more added sugar in products sold across Africa than in those sold in Europe. According to a report by the Swiss NGO Public Eye, researchers tested nearly 100 Cerelac products from 20 African countries. They found that over 90% of the African samples contained added sugar, averaging 5 to 6 grams per serving, with some reaching 7.5 grams per serving. In contrast, Cerelac products sold in several European markets reportedly contain no added sugar at all, despite being marketed for the same age group. The findings have sparked outrage among health advocacy groups who call this a double standard that could contribute to early sugar dependency, childhood obesity, and long-term health complications for African children. They argue that multinationals have responsibility to provide uniform nutritional safety regardless of geography or income levels. Nestle, however, has pushed back strongly. The company says it complies with all local regulations and international food standards. It argues that sugars found in their products often come naturally from milk or cereals, and that they have already begun rolling out no added sugar options in many markets. Nestle also disputes the testing methodology and claims the report does not represent all product variations. The controversy has opened wider debates about food equity, public health protection, and whether African consumers receive the same quality and safety as consumers in wealthier nations. This is an ongoing story, but let me tell you, it has sparked outrage across social media, with parents concerned whether there is a double standard in their servings. Let us check out this clip and let us come back and discuss.
Nestle adds more sugar to baby food in poorer countries. 94% of Nestle's Cerelac product contained added sugar in Latin America, Asia, and Africa. The cereal, which is marketed for infants 6 months and older, contains 7.3 grams of sugar per serving in the Philippines, 6.8 in Nigeria, and 5.9 in Senegal. In Germany and the UK, the same product contains 0 added sugar. And 72% of its powdered milk product, Nido, marketed for 1-year-olds, contains added sugar in Mexico, Panama, and Nicaragua. In Pakistan, Senegal, Nigeria, Philippines, and Vietnam, the amount of added sugar wasn't disclosed on the packaging. Nestle itself, in line with World Health Organization guidelines, recommends that children under the age of 2 should avoid added sugar. But this isn't Nestle's first scandal. In 1977, it was exposed that its aggressive marketing of baby formula in developing countries, which included dressing up saleswomen as nurses, led to approximately 10.9 million excess infant deaths between 1960 and 2015. Nestle issued this statement in response to the new allegations.
Let's also blame our governments. They are supposed to regulate these companies and what they feed us. Even our private data is being sold to the highest bidder, while European Union has strong laws and regulations when it comes to private data. Our governments are the ones who make us vulnerable to these vouchers. I stopped purchasing most Nestle products when the CEO of Nestle said drinking water is not a human right. What a vile human being. Such a vile company. The vile history of Nestle in Africa and how they are solely responsible for infant mass deaths across the continent is enough for me to start a petition to boycott the company. In the late 70s, Nestle aggressively marketed infant formula in African countries, targeting poor mothers, especially in hospitals and rural communities. Now, this is what they did. They gave free samples to new mothers in hospitals until breastfeeding stopped, promoted formula as modern and superior to breast milk, they advertised using nurses dressed as medical consultants. Now, the consequences of this market rollout, or how they marketed their products, these are the consequences. Once mothers left the hospitals, free samples ended. Poor families diluted the formula to make it last. Many used contaminated water, leading to fatal diarrhea and infections. It's estimated thousands of African infants died as a result. It's estimated that thousands of African infants died as a result of this marketing rollout by Nestle. This remains one of the most infamous health scandals in modern history. This historical fact, combined with what their CEO said about water consumptions, they must all burn in hell. The people working at Nestle, the people that started the company Nestle, they must all burn in hell. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can name a few historical facts about Nestle and their ill treatment of the African continent. One, they extracted water from our lands, sold the bottled water at a ridiculous price while communities suffer from water shortages. Two, Nestle's Project Ming and other initiatives reportedly focused on low-income African families, selling cheap, ultra-processed foods, positioning themselves as nutrition partners. They systematically eroded traditional diets and pushed African communities towards unhealthy Western eating patterns. Three, now I've seen some article way back then, but now I had to go dig it up again. But in this article, investigations in Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana revealed that child labor and even forced labor on cocoa farms supplying to Nestle were very much practiced. So Nestle used child labor and even forced labor on the children to go work on their cocoa farms supplying to the Nestle company. Children as young as 10 years old have been documented using machetes, carrying heavy loads and working long hours on these cocoa farms. Nestle maintains they are trying to eradicate child labor, but lawsuits and investigations have continued for more than 20 years. Oh my mind is boggled at this moment. I stopped purchasing a lot of Nestle products. Well, coffee I still buy from Nestle, but I think I'm going to shift from that, seeing that they are forcing our children to work on these cocoa farms. Children as young as 10 years old working on these cocoa farms so that they can make money. What kind of exploitation method is this? Oh my gosh, I can literally not. It's honestly like this is something you should expect from Nestle. And I thank the Swiss NGO for conducting this investigation, because they could have killed our children. They did it in the past when they gave mothers free samples in the hospitals and promoted their formulas, their baby formulas, as superior to breast milk. They lied to them. And once they stopped visiting these hospitals, or once the mothers were discharged, the free samples stopped. Now, what is a mother supposed to do? Because no milk is coming out, and the only option for baby food is Nestle, and it's sold at a ridiculous price. So what must I do? I will dilute this with water, killing even the little nutrients that is in this baby formula food. Mix it with water, dilute it with water to make it last longer, and not just any water, contaminated water. Because why? Nestle has dug out all our water supply, leaving rural communities with less water. So they had to resort to dirty, contaminated water. And this caused diarrhea in a lot of infants, and it caused mass deaths in infants across Africa. We are dealing with exploitative companies disguised as helping out, building Africa. I think Africa, it's time to wake up that nothing good ever comes from the global north. Any kind of food that is from the global north or exported from the global north into Africa is only meant to harm us. And they've seen that the plan is not working. Now they've asked for our medical records so they can study our DNA and probably come up with diseases and poisonous foods to weaken our immune system, to wipe us out. So I don't trust anything that comes from the global north, whether it's technology, whether it's food, whether it's culture, whether it's religion. I don't trust anything that comes from the global north. It looks like Africa will always be the testing ground for these poisonous food and these poisonous medical experiments. I don't trust anything. And I feel like Nestle and America now wanting medical records from Kenya, it should signal a beginning of an independent Africa. It should signal that we need to start thinking independently and doing business within ourselves in a continent. And this can only happen when hungry leaders, power-hungry leaders like Ruto is removed from the presidency seat. What do you think about the segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking conversations right here on the African Diaspora News channel. And family, I have my own YouTube channel. It's called The Native Talk. The link is in the description box below. We talk everything Africa on my channel. Of course, I'm unfiltered. I might use the F word there and there, but it doesn't matter. You love me regardless. So do go to the description box, click on the link and subscribe to The Native Talk. I'll see you on the flip side.